Now we'll be taking our African champion. Let's see, who are we crowning? This is what we do at Rumble. But before that,
African champions.
African champions.
African champions.
well, our African champion for today is Dasia Taylor.
You be champion!
Indeed. So Dasia Taylor is a 17-year-old high school student whose science experiments will be instrumental in saving lives in developing countries. Now, Dasia Taylor has developed a color-changing searcher that will make it easy to detect infections. The searchers will change color if the pH level of the patient alters, making the detection of the infections faster and easier. And that was the most important aspect of her research. Now, when the pH level alters, it indicates the presence of an infection, and that leads to early detection. Ultimately, it will make the early detection of infections in developing countries a lot easier so that they are quickly treated with antibiotics to cut down the cost of expensive treatments. Dasia Taylor she's actually an Iowa City West High School senior, and she's now a Regenon Science Talent Scholar for her research on the color-changing searchers. She took up the task outside normal school hours with the help of her science teachers. After a year of intensive research, she entered her work into the 80th Annual Regeneron Science Talent Search. And Taylor was named part of the top 300 scholars out of the 1,760 students who made their submissions. Like, to be shortlisted to the top 300 out of 1,760, that's an amazing feat, actually. Now, her research primarily focused on the suitable material for the stitches and learning how to work in a sterile environment to test bacteria, as well as how to wear gloves properly. The first time the public saw her experiment was in March, that was last year, 2020, at the Junior Science and Humanities Symposium. Most black people stay away from STEM. We can say that's a fact. And for a black girl walking into the competition with her afro, go girl, Taylor stood out from the crowd. That notwithstanding, she had worked on her studies for a year and had done a lot of trial and errors. So she walked into that competition full of confidence, and she won with her head held high. Just imagine bopping that afro because, I won. And I came in fully representing. Now, the young researcher could be named one of the 40 finalists to receive a $25,000 grant as a Regeron Science Talent Scholar and participate in the final competition this year, March 2021, for the grand prize of $250,000 US. Look, I'm amazed. She's done an amazing thing. Taylor has done an amazing thing. And from all of us here at Africa Global Radio, Daisy, we just want to tell you that
You are an African champion.